Hey everyone, Cole here from the Adventureists, and today we're talking about how we found land for our glamping business and how you can too. Let's get to it. Finding the right piece of land is foundational to your project, but it can get frustrating at times. Here's the steps we took to find the perfect piece of property for our project. So the first step's the fun one. This is where you get to dream a little bit. What areas are you excited about? What areas are you interested in starting this in? And are you excited enough to want to share these areas with plenty of other people, because that's what you're going to be doing. For us, we identified 3 separate areas in the state of Arizona that we wanted to start this in, and that's where we started our research from. So this is an important step. Start dreaming and get going. Next, you want to start conducting preliminary research on each of these areas. How much our land costs? What's the average nightly rate in each of these spaces? And are you allowed to actually do what you want in these areas? You'll definitely want to dig into the details now because it'll save you some heartache later. You'd much rather figure out that you're not allowed to do something now and know that before purchasing the land and having that be an issue later on. Next, you've got a big decision to make. Where will you start your business? And this can come down to quite a few things. You might find the ideal place, but it's too expensive or it's too highly regulated. You're not allowed to do what you want. This is the stage to determine this. Where will you start your business? Where we're starting our business, for example, comparing all 3 locations that we looked at, our location is significantly less expensive for land. It's significantly higher average nightly rates, but it is also the most highly regulated of all 3 options. So we had to weigh what was important to us, and ultimately we made the decision that we did. Once you've identified your target area, first off, congratulations, that's a big step. Next, you get to start your actual land search process. So hopefully in step 1, you identified what zoning you need to do what you want. This is where you're gonna step in and pull up your county's parcel viewer or your planning and zoning for your area and start looking on Zillow or whatever platform you're using to identify actual properties for sale that meet your criteria. As soon as you identify a few pieces of property that meet your criteria, you need to get out there and start actually looking at them. So plan a trip to whatever area you're actually wanting to pursue and start narrowing down the list. Some spaces will seem perfect on paper, but you'll go there and it'll just be absolutely terrible. That was our experience. Eventually, you're probably gonna fall in love with a property, and that's what happened to us, and we started making offers on that property. Unfortunately for our project, the property that we identified as perfect, we had some back and forth with the owner. We agreed to a price verbally and then it would change the next day, and we eventually called off the deal entirely. Instead of paying 2 times the market rate that the landowner wanted, we got a little more creative, and this might be something you want to pursue as well. We went on our county's parcel viewer and identified parcels that were directly around the one that we were looking at. And I started reaching out to the owners of those parcels. And eventually we identified someone who owned the land for 15 or 20 years and was paying property taxes on it and just wanted to get rid of it because they weren't doing anything with it and it was raw land. We agreed to pay market rate and not a penny less, and that made the landowner very happy, and it made us very happy because we were able to save quite a bit of money compared to the property next door. So this was our process and it worked really well for us, and hopefully it's useful for somebody else as well. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like button, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you.